So see, tonight we're going to talk about the script, review the script that we created for the next video. I'm going to get more in detail into the two conceptual models that we are trying to evaluate with this video. One is the emotional arc model. The second one is the Marine Corps model. So
here is a reminder. Take medicine.
Alexis reminded me to take some medicine, so here we go. Isn't it fun when you start everything sort of just pops up at the same time, all the different alerts and stuff like that? Fun to be. So anyway, the Marine Corps model will be the second Marine Corps Creed model. Will be the second conceptual model evaluated tonight in our video. And I'm going to preview two drafts of the video put together by two different programs and show how we make improvement. May not finish tonight. It might be a lot of boring stuff tonight. Looking at the concept and see if it can be improved and see what the video will look like. We're going to start with cock-up and see how we do that. And then if we have time, we will do the second one. But it's going to be interesting to see the cuts, how things are put together. I should have changed the date, which I will do it right now. If I make it smaller, I'm going to have to redo this part. Otherwise, it won't. Today's the 21st. This is my little script here for creating thumbnail. Which all I have to do basically is make some small modification and throw it into Gemini. And Gemini will do its thing. In a few minutes, it will create the new thumbnail. If you want to get a copy of the script for creating thumbnail with Gemini or any other program, send me a comment on the, leave me a comment, and I'll be more than glad to share that if at all possible. To see, change the date rather quickly. I'm going to download this one. Make sure I only have one copy. I have two, so this one is the bad one. What I'm using tonight, go in here. One. Okay, so we got that. Get back to what I was working on, which is right here. And let's see if I'm able to change it. I may kill the video, but unless you do this kind of stuff, you don't know how to fix things. No. So you cancel. I did that the other night and basically killed my video. So I have to be very careful. See again. So if I, for any reason, stop the video, what I would do is I would just restart it 5 minutes later. They're going to leave it alone. I'm going to go ahead and change the script later. So here we go. Let's go on with the agenda. We just take care of it. So the agenda for tonight, I talked about the script. I created it using AI Studio, google.com. It's a free piece of software program. Program is available. I'll put in this in on the comment section, on the description section of this live event. So if anybody wants to use it, is welcome to go ahead and grab it. It's free. You could create some amazing stuff with it. Let me see if I find the agenda. This is a script right here, I believe. Right, so this is a script. Before I get to it, I'm going to talk about a little bit how it was put together. This is right here. So going back to the agenda, so if you look at the agenda, if you were to look at the agenda, when you get a chance to look at the video, it has three different parts to it. The word inside is looking at a transition, how you feel, how so many individuals feel, how I felt after they left the military. But as I explained on a previous video, that could happen to anyone when you transition from one type of job to another, one type of event to another. In some cases, some of us are trying to do YouTube and we have a regular job, or we may not have a regular job, but we're doing something else. So you leave that career that you have. Let's say you're a real estate agent, let's say that you are insurance agent or whatever, and you're trying to transition from that to something else. There is a part of it that you feel like a ghost. No one really kind of know you, and you feel alone. And that happens a lot to the people leaving the military. So I don't want to compare the military to other jobs, but I just know that the feeling that you feel when you're transitioning from one type of profession to another one can be difficult. And the second part of the video talks about the crisis of the transition, why re-entry failed. Like, for example, I could speak a little bit with authority from the military because I was in there and integrated into the civilian sector. I made a lot of mistakes. I can tell you that right now. But, I managed to overcome those mistakes and continue to work and support my family. But I'm experiencing some of those crisis situations and some of the failure when it comes to YouTube, right? For example, why are my videos better? Why is the first 30 seconds of my video is so hard for me to get it correctly? Why one of my videos hasn't hit 1 million views yet? It's a lot of why. So sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm not doing so well on this new enterprise, this new venture, but you keep on chugging, right? And the third part, which is the part that I think is important for tonight, is by looking at the emotional arc and the Marine Corps Creed models. We're going to talk about how to weaponize that struggle, how to overcome that struggle by looking at these two different models and basically trying to see if they could help us get through what we need to get to and through success. There you go. So the emotional model, to begin with real quick. So if you look here, I created this little chart to kind of help us out a little bit. So with the model, we start with establishing a floor, what is normal and what is not normal. And we look for what's the vulnerability, right? Like, for example, what is the thing that is bothering you? Let's say in my case, one of my videos has not hit 1 million views. Okay, well, that's something in there. So the question becomes, what is the inciting incident? What triggered the emotional view? And I like to use YouTube instead of the military because it's kind of easier. Most of us that are listening to this are YouTubers, and some of us are in the military. So I try to talk about both in a minute. But The trigger for the military is that you left the military. You left that and went to the civilian sector. And YouTube, the trigger is I posted a video, it only got 5 views or no views. So that becomes the next step, which is the crisis and the conflict. If you're in the military, it's basically, okay, how do I transition? How do I find a job that compares to what I've been doing for the last 15 or 20 years, right? If you work cybersecurity in the military, like I've spoken to in some of the other previous video, there are fields that will bring you in with the right kind of training, with the right kind of certification, relatively easy. If you are an infantryman, you have a path to law enforcement and things of that nature. But there are some jobs that basically do not transition very well from the military to the civilian sector. And that creates the conflict, the internal issue. What do? Do you retrain, go back to school? Like I went back to college and study a field that allowed me to find a job. So people would do that. People may not have the inclination or the ability or the inclination to go back to school. And in that case, that creates some concerns in the minds of some of the people, right? So if you're in YouTube, what is the crisis? What's the situation? Yeah, I talked about not having enough equipment, not having enough knowledge, not having enough editing acumen, if you will, to be able to create this video that produced millions of views, or not being lucky enough. I mean, it could be a million things in there. So the climax and the resolution using the emotional arc is basically realizing what that vulnerability was. What was the thing that is causing you the conflict? What is the trigger that caused that? And evaluate that and basically try to find a way out of it. And we're going to talk about some more about that in a second. But you need to be able to transform yourself, because one of the issues that people encounter when they get here is that they could overanalyze the situation and just keep thinking and go into a loop and never finish, right? So hopefully, to complete the process, you turn your weaknesses into a strength, whether that would be in the military, you come out, get some additional schooling, and basically find yourself a nice job and be able to maintain the family. Or in YouTube, you kind of keep learning, and eventually by trial and error, and you get to where you need to be. Or you begin to listen to the people that are doing this for a living, and perhaps you are able to find the right path to success. So time and experience will make you successful using this emotional model. But there's as you can see, it's a curved path. It's not a one direct path. And as you see, sometime here, you have to go back and get into some sort of a loop to be able to work through that. Now, I decided to compare that against the Marine Corps Creed, just a little different. As you can see here, and I know I apologize because I don't apologize, but basically, they try to treat like, my rifle, my brother, and my honor, right? So that, they kind of, without your rifle, you can't survive in the Marine Corps. So the question becomes, what is a rifle? What is a rifle when it comes to the Creed? And you'll find out by looking at some of the video that you become the rifle. You become your brother's keeper. You become the keeper of your honor, right? So basically, you have to exchange the Creed for basically you being the person that's the weapon. And like before, when we look at the vulnerability, the Marine Corps, they do the same thing. They look for strength. They look for weaknesses. But the real issue, the real value of this model is that they don't spend time analyzing, well, how this issue, The question is, what is the action you need to take to get to the next step to resolve the conflict? What is the next step? And basically, because you are a leader, because you are treated as the backbone of the army, you are the backbone of your own destiny. And basically, what you have to do is take action, proactive action, to get to the next step. And you say that's simple enough, right? But the only problem is, under this concept, you have to have a mission, you have to have a goal, you have to have a reason to do what you do. So if you left the military and you're in the civilian sector, your mission could be as simple as, I want to take care of my family. Right? That is your mission. And you are the person, you are the weapon directing your destiny. You are the person that basically are the leader that's going to get you where you need to be. And therefore, if you use this model, you just take action until you get there. If you don't have that drive, that quiet professional spiritus invictus, like we call it, you drive, you go through life without aim. If you don't have a purpose in life, join us, help us help others. If you have a job, that could become your goal to be the best that you possibly can on that. But the big difference between this model and the emotional arc model is that it depends on action, taking action every day to move forward and accomplish your goal and achieve your mission. Okay, so, and I'm going to talk some more about that when I get to the look at the script. Okay, so let's look a little bit of the script, see if I'll find it again. Okay, this is it. So you see a little bit that what it does is sort of compare an individual sitting at home, watching TV, saying basically, I used to be the backbone of the army, and now I'm basically trying to worry about someone looking at my lawn and see if it measures up and things of that nature. So that's going to come up in the video, and you see that in there. So when you look at the emotional arc, this is what I call the incident that drove it there. And what you'll find when you look at this model, when you look at life, we talk about that there is a tax on growth. That basically means if you decide to move forward and decide, I'm going to select a mission, select a goal that I'm going to go after, there will be people that are not with you all the time. They will say, your friend will say like, oh, why are you doing this thing? Take it easy, be practical, things of that nature. But they don't understand, like if you are in school, you need to get your degree in order to get a better job, you're gonna have to spend time in school rather than with the friends. And they may not understand that, and they may criticize you for it. But it is what it is. Once again, you have to achieve your mission. If you are using the Marine Corps creed, you have to take action towards achieving your goal. And that's important. Although in the emotional, you might kind of debate whether you're doing the right stuff. There is no rhyme or reason when it comes to the U.S. creed. You're weaponizing your mindset. What that means basically is you're changing your mindset to become laser focused in what you need to achieve. Laser focused on getting to achieve your goal. If that is taking care of your family, finding enough food to eat, going back to school, learning a new skills, all those things could be what your goals are. Just write it down and say, this is my mission and I'm going to achieve it. And as you basically go through it, just change the word which says, this is my rifle, your rifle is you. There are many like it, but this one is mine. and it's talking about your vision, your mission. If your mission is, I don't take care of my family, that's exactly the kind of support, the kind of idea, the kind of concept that you need to apply. You have to be laser focused in what you want to achieve. Okay, and we kind of present some idea about the NCO Creed and Semper Fidelis and all that. So I'm not going to take away too much away from the video. As I was saying before, talking about if you're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages, and the emotional arc, it allows you for the epiphany. It recognizes you are not a robot. It gives permission to feel the great silence. It gives permission for you to kind of feel bad about the situation or feel something. In contrast to the Marine Corps, that it doesn't, as you will see in a minute. The disadvantage, it leads to silent suffering. You don't share the information with anyone, so you're suffering, you don't tell anyone, and that could be bad. The emotional journey without an objective, you can get stuck in it. You can get stuck in a loop day in and day out. That's what I'm saying. Having that objective, having that mission is extremely important. The advantages of the USNC Creed is what we call relenting consistencies. And I experience that every day. Like today, I had a schedule live show at 9 o'clock. Again, I felt like, oh, my son called me. He has some issue. I got to deal with that. My wife has some issue. I mean, everyone seems to have something that demands my time. So, and even work. So I had to balance all that and say, 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. I'm going to be online. Am I going to be 100% ready? Probably not. But I have enough material to be able to go through and discuss with you guys what I'm trying to communicate. And this concept right here is the most important one. It's not like I'm not trying to motivate you to do anything. I just want you to be consistent about what your goals are. If your goal are to be the best father there is, you have to do that every day, even when you don't feel like it. So if you're using the USNC Creed, it does not care how you feel. It does not care that you feel tired. It does not care that you feel hungry. Okay, it does not care that you feel bad. The Creed says you have to be relentless, consistent, and take action towards the achievement of your goal. So the disadvantage of that basically is that if you don't have a mission, you become, they say, a relic. You become like a museum piece. You become someone that basically doesn't get anything done, because you say, why am I going to do this? And if you do something, it's not going to help you achieve anything. So just a couple of observations. Motivation is a lie based on what I'm able to portray here. What really counts is consistency, to bridge the gap between the things that you need to do and the things you gotta do. So that's why I say I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to ask you to be consistent in what you need to accomplish. The other lesson learned is that growth is lonely. And I gave before the analogy of an elevator, where people get in. When you start I want to go to school and be a doctor or a nurse. People get in the elevator with you on the first floor. Oh yeah, come on, I'm with you. By the second floor, they're out. And then you keep going to the third floor and new people come in. So, but you are the single person on that elevator going up and down. The same thing about fatherhood. It's the same thing. Or motherhood, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's lonely. And you have to be prepared for that. And you have to be prepared for people to come in and out of your life and be with you sometime and then leave you for you to continue on your journey. That's a tax that you have to pay for having a mission. You know, the next item, pressure, is a choice. Apply pressure to a person, and they become as beautiful as ice. They fall apart. But apply it to a warrior, or someone with a warrior mentality, someone with the mindset of a warrior, and it's just more fuel to the fire. So that's what we like you to do. Use criticism in your favor. Use the fact that you don't have the best equipment to motivate you. Keep posting videos on YouTube. Keep the fact that you may not have the best job. Show up every day and get the funds you need to feed your family and to keep your family safe. So that's the important part of that. So we talked about mastery is the only cure for boredom. Like, for example, instead of sitting home or watching TV, watching a program, watching a sitcom that may give you some relief, might eat away some of the time before you go to sleep tonight. Pick a hobby, pick a mission, pick a goal, and get it done. Whether that would be, I want to do exercise and lose 10 pounds. Go for it. And you'll find out that if you're working on that goal, if you're working on that mission, if you're working on that vision, boredom is not something that you experience. You might experience a little bit of hesitation once you're going to do that every day or whatever schedule you're on. But bored, you will not be. And I'm not going to take too much of that. I'm going to see if I could find a clip of the video, which I'm editing, and then I'm going to talk about editing the video a little bit. So let me see. I got two versions. I'm going to play this one a little bit and see what's going on.
The hook, the invisible rucksack sitting on your couch, staring at a TV that's playing some mindless sitcom, but you aren't really there. You've been home for months, maybe years. You've got the discharge papers, the shadow box on the wall, and the thank you for your service handshakes. But inside, it feels like you're a ghost haunting your own life. There's this gray silence settling in. You remember being...
That's one thing that I need to fix. Sometimes the uniform that comes out is not the latest uniform. So I got to go back and I got to figure out what part of the clip that is. And I have to change that. Also, as you see here is in portrait size, which doesn't really matter, but you see my other video basically where that is somewhat different than that. And let me see if I can find the other clip a little bit real quick and then move it forward.
The ghost in the living room.
I'm gonna move it forward. This one is basically using a stock video, which is a little harder for me to change.
You feel like you've lost your spark. But what if I told you that feeling, that heavy, flat, what now sensation, isn't a malfunction? What if it's a graduation? What if
And that's an important one. Like, for example, you might feel down one day. You might feel like you're not able to accomplish your goal. But I think what we are interpreting that to be is you are graduating from who you were before to who you are right now, in the hope that you become a better you.
The reason you feel out of place is that you've outgrown the very life you fought so hard to get back to. Today, we're going deep. We're pitting the emotional model of change against the United States Marine Corps creed to find out why your re-entry feels like a crash landing, and how to weaponize that struggle into a second act that would make your drill instructor proud. The emotional model. The tax on growth. In the civilian world, they talk about emotional arcs. It sounds soft, but it's tactical. It's the journey from vulnerability to strength. The foundation of this model is the hook and context, your normal.
And that's what we were talking about here. This is the model that we're speaking about here. That may be in the video, it may not be in the video. I'm not sure, but I thought I'd create this sort of one-page picture to give you an idea as to what I was talking about. And now let me and I hate to change from one video to the next, but in reality, that's what I need to do in order to give you an idea, because I don't know which video I'm going to use. I had to do some editing on both. Give me a second.
The hook, the invisible.
Okay.
The fee is being faithful to the potential within yourself. The NCO Creed says, no one is more professional than I. It's about being the backbone. When you're in a boardroom or a classroom and everyone is complaining or quiet quitting, that's your cue. You don't need a mission handed to you by a CO. Your mission is the Marine Raider standard. Being a quiet professional with spiritus invictus, an unconquerable spirit. But here's the problem. A warrior without a training ground is just a ghost.
And therefore, that's the concept that I expressed during the initial part of the discussion, that in order for this to work, you have to decide on a mission, on a vision, on a goal you want to accomplish, and then consistently apply action to the accomplishment of that goal. Let's listen to this for a little bit more.
If you use your hobbies or your post-service life just to escape, you're letting your discipline decay. The 1% the elite veterans who crush civilian life don't use hobbies to escape. They use them to stay sharp. They choose mastery over entertainment. Battle of the models. Advantages and disadvantages. So, which one?
Okay, we might come back to this in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to show you, let me see, how to make changes. So the first one, as you saw, it was a portrait, right? It was 916 vertical. I wanted to be in a regular shape. So basically what I did, I opened up the median and created a new, I could select from any of these as far as, which one to choose. So let me choose this one, for example. Okay, to the beginning of the video. So I choose that one. I exit. So that right now is the new video picture that will come out. And I made some update to the voiceover. So basically, I'm doing that live right now. As you see, it says it locked it in for a little bit. So it's pretty quick if you do it individually. So I'm gonna run it because I want to change the beginning, because some of the uniforms that I see here, I don't like. So give me a second, I will go ahead and do that. It's almost done. Yeah, from now on, guys, this is going to be, I'm going to try to improve this model right here. So you'll see pretty much how I take the information that's presented. And most of these are actually on 9:16, even though I asked the program to change it, it didn't do it automatically. So I may change the one that I'm changing. I'm going to change it to the right portrait. So this one is already done. And as you see, the lines, the words now fit better into the page. As before, they were kind of running over. And I could go there and change every single one of these pictures to fit what I want to do. It might take a little bit of time because sometimes it takes that. And since I have a lot of different programs open, it actually does. I'm going to try to close this one because give the computer a little chance. This was from a prior edition that I did. So I'm going to close file. Close that project. Close. I'll say some of the resources. So maybe it makes it a little faster. which is always the thing, you know. This is a brand new computer and it's already getting filled up with videos, so I'm gonna have to have some sort of external device in order to control the user on that. I have to go to my computer geek. I'm gonna help me with that. Most likely I'm gonna use one of the external resources to do that. Okay, while it's doing that, I'll come back in a second. I don't want to just keep you guys in here. And if you recall what I was saying last time, when you're reading your script, you have to make sure that it's pretty clean and you read through very well as you go through. And now, something that that's new for me anyway, is trying to figure out which video program creates the better video, right? And I have better result in actually changing CapCut than I do in Video AI. Even though there I'm able to make sweeping changes on that. And this is basically using this software here. Is it this one? Another one. It logged me out. Well, I left it on last night so that I'm able to get to do that. So I guess I got no choice. I'm gonna have to finish the edit here. And if it doesn't come pretty soon, guys, what I'm gonna do is not talk about, okay, so that was created. So this is 100%. So this is the second one. The voiceover is good. Let's look at replacing. This one's not too bad. Let's see. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I want to replace this one. So what I normally do is I take the description out. This is the information that is given to the AI. I take this information out. We're in a blank little page, flashback now. So what I want to do is give it a little more instruction. So I'm adding this information here, telling the AI basically what I want them to do. And let's see what the changes will be if we do that. So we'll take care of that, copy that. So, generate. So it does it pretty quickly. It will generate the graphics to show a picture that's more in line with what you want to see. And that's why I like this program. You can also bring in your own media, or you could use stock media. Since I have a free program, I usually try to use AI media, but I know that a paid program may have different values assigned to these, and therefore you may not be able to use AI video all the time like I have. I'm restricted on the other program that I have to so many per month. And therefore, I may not always get what I want. But on this program, so far I do. So that's why I kind of use it for quite a bit to edit some of the things that I may not like. I'm able to edit the voiceover really easy. And I'm able to edit the script and the vision and the picture and the graphics really easy by just using plain English. I don't have to know anything about programming or anything like that. I just really like it is. Like when somebody show here, all that I changed was describe what kind of uniform they were wearing, because I thought that it was needed to update that piece of it. So with that, it's 99% complete. So it should be able to come up, should be able to show up in no time. So you see that? So now you have an option of selecting things that I seem to be more modern, more to the point. I don't select this one. So that one is added to that. So let's keep going real quick. I'm gonna do a quick search to see if I find something else that I want to change. It's okay. And you could change the individual as well. The character, you could change it rather easy. Okay. Let's see what this is. Sorry. See, that uniform does not appear to be U.S. Marines, so I'm going to change that one as well. And once you know what to change, it's relatively easy to make the changes that you want. Copy that. That should have been, let me go get rid of that. Over here. I'll make it a camouflage. Can't spell today. Again, same thing. We'll put the same thing here. We may not get it right the first time, but let's see what happens. "98, 99% usually get stuck in here for a few seconds. I think it's trying to change the aspect ratio from 9:16 to 16:9. Should be able to do it very shortly. I don't know why it's just sort of the conversion takes a little bit of time, but what it does is, and I'll be able to change all of them to 16:9. I'm just not going to do it right now because there is a selection at the master area, but I selected that one and somehow it didn't do. And the reason for that is if you look here on the left side, the instruction that I gave by mistake was 9:16 at the start of the video. So just kind of keep going to that in order to figure out, should it be a vertical video for shorts or should it be like a regular video? And that's what it's playing with. So that's causes some of the confusion. But again, that's the user not mastering his craft. So we got several here. So which one are we best? Let me see that one. Okay. I'm going to add it, but it's not going to be the one. This one. Kind of like that one. I think I'm going to keep that one. Okay. So let's see. Any others in here that I may want to change? I don't like a lot of violence, so let me see if I could change this one for whatever reason. Although it's kind of hard because they're talking about it's part of the concept that we're expressing. So, but let me see if there's a way to soften that picture. Okay, dynamic montage mask. Memory crisply assembling. Okay, so I'm just going to change it to whatever, something different. This is where you try something, and if it doesn't work, then you basically have to try something different. Sometimes the program will freeze. Sometimes less is more. Let's see what happens. And YouTube doesn't like us kind of displaying weapons and things of that nature, even though by the nature of my niche, it's kind of impossible not to. But whether you support that activity or not, that's not what I'm here for. In the Marine Corps, we touch weapons, so we have no choice sometimes but to display it. Here's an analogy, so we don't necessarily have to display any weapon. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what I get. See if I like the graphics. Hopefully I do, so I could use it. Again, we're 99% complete. And also, as that's going on, guys, I'm playing some background music like I have for the last couple of days. I haven't checked on my videos yet to see if it's too loud or not. So if the music in the background is too loud, please let me know and I try to reduce it. When I select the volume at 10. Usually that's good enough for what I need. At least in some video it has been. But in YouTube, sometimes it's kind of difficult to calibrate the volume or the background music. For that reason, it's so important that I get some feedback from you guys on that. And also, if you haven't used this program from CapCut, let me know. Like I said, I don't get anything from them. They probably could tell you that they might be better programs to do what I do. But in reality, it is what it is. So I kind of like this one a little better. Let me see. I like this one. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, I like this one after the scene. So I selected this one here. Let me go here. Let me see what this is. I'm going to change, even though it's a rifle, I'm going to change it perhaps to a mission. Soften the see. I'm going to call this probably a trophy. Hopefully this will be good. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's see what it looks like. I'm just trying to soften it because I don't know who's going to be watching the video, and I'm not trying to advocate for one thing versus another. I'm just trying to look for YouTube. YouTube doesn't like it when certain things are displayed, and there are certain features that if you try to use it will block you out. So for that reason, I had to kind of look at the graphics that I'm using. And then see what happened. This will be like my third revision of the video. And that's what I'm saying. Before I had this thing, I had to post something every day. And, I'm to the point right now that basically the most important thing is to get a good quality video out there. So if it takes you longer to do it, it takes you longer. And you have to look at your script very carefully. You have to change it if you don't like it. You have to look at the conceptual approach that you're using to express your ideas. Again, if you don't like it, then you have to change that. Then you have to look at the graphics that you are presenting and basically see if you like what you're presenting or not. One of the things that might be a good idea here is to present the little graphics that I have for the two models. I'm going to take a quick look at it before I print it and show you guys how to bring data from the outside to increase the quality of your video. I think that might be a good thing to do. So this might be the last chance that I do this with. I'm going to review a little bit. And then from there, I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, it's 99. It's just changing the aspect ratio. That's why it's taking a little longer. And it's changing the graphics as well. But most of the media is generated. It's a matter of just sort of waiting a few seconds, and basically you'll be able to see what you have. There you go. It's coming 100%. So to me, I think it expresses the what I'm trying to accomplish without having to weaponize it. I don't like that one because it shows the incorrect. Let's see. Might be okay. Be okay. Like this one. I'll select that one. Okay. Oh. It's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna take a look at this one. Not 100%, but I'm gonna leave it as is. That one would be hard to change. It's a split image. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, T is talking about the different models. He does a good job when talking about the different models. So I may not be able to find a place to put it in. Let's see if I change that one. Let's see what this one is saying. No, that's shadow percent. This may require a little more instruction than the rest, right? Let's see if I change this one. Sorry about that. I just sort of you try to do it quickly and it never works, you know. Let's see what happens when we do that. I'm just trying to work with the algorithm. There's some things that it doesn't like. It's not against weapons at all. It's just basically I try to minimize it. So there are some, like if you do advertising and things like that, advertisers sometimes don't like, displaying of weapons. It's real sensitive in our society about it. There are people for it, people against it. I'm not advocating for either or. I'm just trying to get a picture across and the picture and a concept across. And the concept that I'm trying to get across is that it's a tax on growth. So I don't need a lot of extra stuff to display that. So I'm trying to do the minimum that I can to basically get my message across without having a lot of issues, and be able to use my video across a spectrum within YouTube. And I've shown you before that if you do like advertising and things of that nature, they might deny the use of the video because of the content, and they may ask you to take some things out, not because they're for or against it, but because the advertiser who actually paying the bills requests that you do. So that's the reason why I try to soften the message, or stick to the message and not display things that are not applicable to it. I think I'm losing my voice tonight. I don't have any water here. No, I don't have any water. It's okay, we're almost to the end. I should be able to. I'm not going to add I don't think I have a place to add the graphics that I wanted to. But I'll double check after I get to the end. I'm going to do a quick up and down check to see if it's there. Okay, now the image is coming now. So let me see. Let's start with this one. That one looks good. That one looks good. No. That one looks better. That one looks good too. So we're going to select that one. Let's continue. This video is around 7 to 8 minutes long. And that's why there's a lot of graphics on it. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to change this one. This is kind of important because, one time I received a comment that says the uniform doesn't match what you're trying to accomplish. So, okay. So, change the order of this cut. And for most of us, the uniform that is worn may not mean anything. But for people in the service, they know what the uniform look like and what it doesn't look like. So in that case, it's important that we select at least something that appears to be not 100% correct, that gets corrective as much as we possibly can. So tonight we're going to probably finish most of the graphics, and I'll do a quick check, and then the next step will be doing some of the editing that we need to do in order to get it posted. Not sure we're going to get to it tonight. Most likely not, but we'll see. You have to select music, background music and stuff like that, which is different, also with different colors, as they call it. And what I will do is I'll try to run the video towards the end and kind of give you an idea how it looks. And I may download it tonight. I probably will not download it tonight. Maybe I will. I'll figure it out. I got to do a couple of things to change the aspect ratio. I'll make a decision whether or not I want to add different kind of clips. I could add videos and I could add pictures to this. And either way, the program will be able to adapt to it. And I want to be able to have the ability to show you how to do at least one of them. If not, if I don't upload a video, at least I'll show you how to do it so that you have the ability to do that in the future. Okay, 100%, here you go. Should be coming up in there. So now let's look at what we have. We have that one, looks good. Much better than before. This is brighter. Less chaotic. Which one would you select? That one, this one. That's a stern face. I like the one with the symbol, so I'm going to select the first one. Now let's keep moving. There was one in there that kind of looked kind of weird. I didn't think of it. Let's see. The uniform's not correct in this one. Yeah. Let's see what this is saying. The one good thing about doing this is that you have instruction that you could do in other video. Like for example, this one, it gives instruction for doing a split video, and it's nice. And like for example, if you don't want them to wear a like uniform, you could say wearing blue. Polo shirts and you kind of give instruction as to wear something different, or you don't have to worry about uniform or nothing like that. Let's see what happens if you do that change. I was hoping to be at the end, but I'm not. And that's the thing that most people don't see, that it takes a long time to generate good quality video, unless you're gonna do it like just put it together in 10 seconds and just throw it in, which normally doesn't get you anywhere. Just posting for the sake of posting is not really what you want to do. You want to take the time to create a quality video and do the best you can. I mean, I don't have the best equipment, I don't have the best camera, I don't have the best lighting. I'm just trying to do the best I can with the equipment that I do have and see how far I get with that. And that's all you could ask for. Do the best you can. It's 99%, as you know. It takes a little bit to change the aspect ratio. I know that like the analogy that I made out earlier, some people come in during the video and then they will go out, come in and they go out, and that's okay. So sometimes I repeat the information so that the individuals are able to get it. I might do a quick summary after I do this, so people understand what we're trying to accomplish. It's almost done. I want to get to the editing of the video and the downloading of it, be sure that it works. I left this program running overnight, so hopefully there are no disconnects. It appears to be working, otherwise this will be off for now, except for the demonstration. I don't think it's off for now, but you'll see that it gives you a chance to see this is how you change the aspect ratio here. You could change the style here. You could select a different style, which I have in the past. You could change the description here. This is for the AI to know what to do. So you see right here, from what it was there to now, I think this is a better quality picture. Let me see. So this is that. Change that. Next one. Next one. Which one do you guys like? That one looks good. That one looks good. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna choose this one. Do battle indifferent. It's my selection. Okay, let's continue on to be sure that. There's one more here that I didn't quite like. Okay, what was this one? Let's see what this one is. Doesn't mean anything. Rich. This one is good. It's just an outline, so it doesn't show anything we don't want to. Pressure, that's good. Bitterness, that's good. That's good. Mastering boredom. That's a good pick. This one was, I felt it was kind of weird, so let me go see if I could change this one. Yeah, I don't like this one at all. I don't know how I'm going to change that one, but I'm going to see what I could do with it. For split screen of veteran hands, transition from holding. From okay, to holding a keyboard. To me, that's what happened to me. So I'm going to try to make it simpler and see what it does. Sometimes less is more. That picture looked kind of weird, holding a hammer over a baby's head. So I said, no, let's not have that. Should be getting towards the end right now, guys. 93, 94, 95, 99%. We do that. And I haven't used the stock media on this program, but I'm quite sure they have it. And I'm quite sure if you have a paid program, you might be able to use that more than you use AI, because AI is usually the most expensive one. But it's also the best. So the other video that I have is based solely on stock media, and I have to do a lot of work to replace the elements. It can be done, and I have done it. I just didn't pick this one first tonight and then see what went on. I kind of like the audio on this one a little better, but this one is a comparison of CapCut to NVIDIA AI, even though they're both great. And I'm going to use NVIDIA AI to shorten a video. With that updated script. So this should be turning into 100% really soon. It's 99% complete. And the realistic film is really pretty accurate, pretty quickly, which is what I'm selecting for the style right now. And here we go. There we go. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. So let me see how I could change it some more. This is what I was saying. You may not. Show a better holding. Use more holding the keyboard. Symbolizing. Oh, that's what it is. The new mission. Unfortunately, you have to do this, and you have to do it until you get it right. The whole issue is to how to get the message across, and sometimes the instruction that you give the AI doesn't give you the picture that you want. It gives you something else, and you have to just change. You have to be patient. You have to be able to go in there and say, hey, that's not what I want. Let me get something else and give it different instruction. And that patience is really what's important. And you'll see in a minute, I'm going to go back and recapture the conceptual approach that I'm trying to capture between the concept A, which is the emotional arc approach, and concept B, which is the Marine Corps Creed approach, method, or model. And basically, you'll see the difference. I'll show you a quick picture of it. I'll run you through the agenda as to what we're trying to accomplish tonight. And the phase that we are in, basically, we just created a draft video. I'll try to make some update as to how to make the graphics match the message that we're trying to portray. And one of the things that I said, the algorithm, Google algorithm, sometimes doesn't like when we show weapons and things of that nature because of the sensitivity we have in this society. And they may block it from certain activities. So what I try to do is, whenever I possibly can, is not to show weapons, because in reality, that's not the message that I'm trying to portray. I'm not against, I'm not for in this video. I'm just trying to give you information and show a message that does not require for me to portray any particular type of video. I just have to select the one that applies to me. So let me see here. So this is a better message. I think I like this one, but let me check the others. Okay. I like that one better. I think I like this one. Okay, so let's see what I'm saying. I'm going to change the word here to mission. Which I think is what we were speaking of earlier. Now, what I'm doing by clicking on the icon of the individual, what I'm doing, I'm refreshing the voiceover. If you don't do that, it doesn't change the voiceover. So basically, that's what you need to do. And it's going to take a few minutes. Well, hopefully not. It will change the voiceover. While it's doing that, I could check the other one, the other video. That's okay. That's okay. And go back on that one. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Let me see. That's okay. That's okay. This might take me a couple of videos in order to get it correctly. I know that it changes the message a little bit, but to me, it doesn't matter. The real message is not the word rifle, but mission. At least that's the one that I'm trying to get across to the in my video. This part of it's going to be pretty fast. It's getting a little faster because we're doing less and less changes. And the video, the program is getting used to making these changes. So it should be towards the end. $99. It's 99% complete, and we just updated the description. And it should be towards the end because this usually is the ending of the video when we begin to ask you questions and things of that nature. And we should be able to get a printout so we're able to get a sense of where we are on that. Are we doing that? I need to get rid of it and close this program. Sometimes I have to be careful when I close program because in reality what happens is the other day, just as it got to the end, I kind of abruptly ended my stream because I tried to do some changes at the end of it, and that was not fun. But we will see what happened. This one is almost done. It's 99%, as you see here. And what it will do is based on the instruction that I provided here on the description, it would change the aspect ratio, which is 100%. See what do I do that? What is the new mission? I like that. Let me go from the beginning and see what we got. Okay. I like this one. I like this one. They're all good. But I like colors, so I'm gonna add this one to the scene. Hopefully there are no more changes. Come on, no more changes. No more changes. That's the end of it. So I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna export it. So you can see this is my third version of this video. And we will look at the video, look at the end, a little bit of the video as it's exported. And then tonight I will check the entire video and how to select music for it. And I'll select music for it. Then I have to do some editing. I'm not gonna do the editing tonight. I think I have selected to do this change tonight. And I want to take my time, but and be able to do a good editing on this one as we get through the process. And tonight may not be the best night because I'm a little bit tired right now. My voice is getting a little hoarse. But we will see. I promise you, it won't be tonight. I don't want to go to bed too late tonight, so we'll see what we do. It's 28% exporting the video. You'll be able to see down in this area when it's actually downloaded. Right now, it's actually exporting to like a holding pattern, It's exporting within the program, but it hasn't downloaded it yet. So that's what it's doing right now. When you see a box over here that says downloading, and that's when we could go down to the computer and see if it's there. 48% complete. As we do that, I'm going to give you guys a quick preview. Those of you guys that just joined us. Let's see if I can. It's going to be over here. The agenda tonight was to review the script, which we did to some degree. As I stated, you created the script using AI Studio Google, which is a free program which is available to do that. We explore the video into 3 different areas, transitioning from the military and some of the things that you experience doing that, the crisis that you do experience re-entering into the civilian sector, and how to weaponize your mind in order to be able to overcome whatever issues you might encounter. We look briefly at the emotional arc model. I created this 1-page thumbnail, if you will, to kind of explain how you go from vulnerability to the trigger incident that caused that, to the crisis and the conflict that you may encounter, to the epiphany as you go through the process, and to the transformation that occur before you get to the end and get past that. It's a winding road, go back and forth into that. Let's see how we are in the video right now. As you can see there, it says that it was downloaded, so let's go look. This is number 3, right? Yeah, number 3. So let's do that.
The invisible rug.
What we're going to do is look at some of the changes that we made. Let's say, I think we were on right here. Yeah, let's do this. Right here.
Hobbies to escape. They use them to stay sharp. They choose mastery over entertainment. That's the models. Advantages and disadvantages. So, which one wins? Let's break down the emotional model versus the USMC creed. The emotional model, advantage. It allows for the epiphany. It recognizes that you aren't a robot. It gives you permission to feel the gray silence and understand it as a cocoon phase of caterpillar, dissolving before it becomes a butterfly. It helps you navigate the taxon growth without feeling like...
See that one? That's one of the pictures that we added. I wasn't there before. That was added during the update process.
Like a traitor to your past. Disadvantage. It can lead to silent suffering. If you lean too hard into the emotional journey without an objective, you can get stuck in the crisis phase.
And that's something that we talked about during the introduction a little bit. So it seems like some of the changes that we made actually worked. So let me just check one more thing. Go back over here, go back over here. Oh, I'm stuck with it now. Okay. Let's see. Okay, guys. Okay, sounds great. I'm glad I got the video out. So this is a storyboard number 3. So that's basically what we have for tonight. This is going to be how long is this video? Let me see how many minutes this is.
The invisible rucksack.
wasn't telling you. Yes, see, a 7-minute video. So that's pretty good. That's what I asked for. So tomorrow we're gonna have to do some editing of it, adding some music and things of that nature. That being said, thank you for joining me tonight. This is basically what we did tonight. We reviewed the script. We discussed 2 conceptual models, namely the emotional arc model and the Marine Corps Creed model.